In City Skylines 2, you've got some brilliant assets regarding intersections and interchanges for the highway. But what if they don't quite suit your needs? So what we have here is when you have the development tree unlocked for intersections, you will have this extra panel um, in the roads tab here for the intersections, and there's some really nice ones out there. But if we go here and have a look at, because we need kind of a highway here and a highway there, so a highway crossover, and this is not necessarily like a full highway. So this is the first one that crosses a highway, and while it is a brilliant asset, look at the size of that. It is huge. So for this you would need a very big piece of land, B, and it needs to be perfectly flat, and the roads need to perfectly align 90 degrees with each other. Obviously that's not gonna work in every kind of situation. Also, you might want to build these kind of things before you actually get to unlock these interchanges. So I'm gonna show you how to easily within 10 minutes build a Cloverleaf intersection, because in the game they actually make it quite easy to do. So if we have a look here and we want to build that intersection here, we're just going to take first that 1-lane highway and we put it on, and I've got it on feet now. I'll just show you and change it quickly to the metric, and we'll take it from there. So with the metric, you'll take the road from the outside lane here. We just want to create a first like a 90-degree angle there. So there we go, 90 degrees. We want to do it the other way around as well, because we want to have a road kind of like very like equal to that overpass. If not, like you can still make it work, but the perfect Cloverleaf, yeah, you kind of want to have a 90-degree angle if possible. Now you set this kind of elevation step to this middle one right there. So then we can go into 3 steps, because if we go up 3 steps, we'll be at 7.5 meters. That will be, in the US customary, that will be 22.5 feet up. So that's the 3rd step on the middle one. So you want to kind of go in steps of 3, because when we start to create the road around it, that'll be 3 steps in that as well. So it's kind of perfect if it takes up 1 elevation. And 7.5 meters, as you can see, is great for that overpass, as it will cross kind of anything from train lines to the highways as well, with plenty of height to spare. So we want to first create that road here. We'll take this great parallel tool. Now you could build it with just the 1 distance. What I would say though, if you ever want to upgrade the roads in the future, you're going to be limited in space. So you might want to take it 2, 3, or maybe even more than that. I generally use 4 or 5. Because just there is plenty of space in City Skylines 2 in the maps, so why not use it? But here we'll just use the 2 distance at this time. The below one here is a standard road that came with the map, and it is at 1 distance. Absolutely fine. So now that we have those 2 roads, we can remove these guide roads and we'll create another guide road. So we'll take off the parallel mode and have a look from above, and you want to grab the outer lane here at the top and take it out, and you see like it now snaps to all of these white lines. Just turn those guidelines off, just so you snap more to the zones, to the cell blocks, these kind of blocks right here, rather than anything else. So we want to take it out a couple of steps to 32 meters, or that is 35 yards in US customary, and just place it there, take it around, and take it back in 32 meters. Now you could do 1 less, you could do a little bit more depending on the size you want. this Cloverleaf to be, but this, I found this quite a nice distance, a nice size. So you could take it, build it, and take it out a little bit further to this, but it might get in the way of your of the road that you're going to be building. So just keep it relatively close to that underlying highway, and like that. But in the end, it doesn't really matter. This doesn't need to line up. It's just kind of to help us, guide us along. So now we're going to the 0 elevation gain, and we want to make sure that our existing geometry mapping is on. And now we see these white lines, and when and you need to be on this outer lane here, and when I'm underneath that overpass that I just built, it starts with you see a white cross. That is when you want to place your road. If you look from above, it's perfectly in the center of that. Now again, we want to go 32 meters or 35 yards out and click, but first of all we need to change to the simple curve. We can do the continuous curve as well. I will show you in a moment what that's like, but it's very similar. Now we want to take it 32 meters out or 35 yards, but you see this is not enough, and I've already clicked. So you do right mouse click and to remove that, and now take it one further, and we see it's 34 meters, and that is because we're still snapping to the geometry. Now the geometry is the road that's already placed, but we want to have the distance of these cells so that it's equal everywhere and not based on where kind of the cuts in the roads are. So now if we do it and we click, you see that you've got the perfect 32 meters, and then you want another 90 degrees angle and 32 meters out. And don't forget to increase the elevation gain by 1 step, so to 2.5 meters, whatever that is in feet, but it's the first kind of step up if you click that increase elevation gain or you press the page up button. So now we've got 32, 32, we place this road, we again go 32 meters out, click, because we're on the simple curve, so we need to click that again, then go 32 again, and don't forget, again, 1 step up, so 32, 32, and then we come to this outer lane on this road, and you see that is also 32. You click, go inwards to 32, make sure you still have that elevation gain 1 step up. If you see, if I do that 1 step down, it kind of pulls that road down. That's not what you want. You want it equal to that road that is at 7.5 meters height or 22.5 feet. So, oh, and I clicked the wrong mouse button there. 32 meters, and now you've got a perfect circle there. We're gonna just do that everywhere. So if we place it again on the lower ground, and now you see it's not snapping to this road because I've taken off geometry snapping, and now again it'll snap to, oh, I've got 2.5 meters. Let's put it to 0, and you see it again does that white cross. Again, you want to go 32 meters out or 35 yards, and again it doesn't do that, so make sure to again turn that off. Oh, that was 32, go 1 step up, 32, and then again 32, 1 step up, 32, and the last one 1 step up, 32, and you've got a perfect circle. Now in this case you need to turn the direction around. Now if I didn't have snapping on in the other road I was building, when you go into this replace tool, you won't have snapping on either, and you see I can then move that. We don't want that, we want it at that same location. So just turn the snapping on so that the road stays where it is, and just change the direction there. Now on this side we'll show you the continuous curve, and we go to 0 elevation gain. Again, make sure the existing geometry is on. There you go, the white cross. If we look from above, again, it is perfectly aligned. Now, here we see 32. It actually does work with the geometry on, and that's because probably there's no node in here that kind of messes things up. So 32, 32, 1 elevation step up, 32, and now you see I clicked because I was used to clicking first and then going around the bend, but we don't need to do that. We just need to worry about that 1 step up. So 32, let's just redo the whole thing. At 32, continuous curve, go to the bottom there, cross, at 32, 32, one step up, and go inwards, 32, one step up, go inwards, 32, and then click. You see, it doesn't go to the 32, so again, maybe change that geometry snapping off, and now it does it to the zone cell length, the snapping. So again, this one we need to give it the other direction. There we go. And again, we've got that perfect road there. And then the last one, we'll do continuous curve as well, if I don't mess it up this time. Cross, 32 should be that one, yes. Click, yes. And 32, click, up one level, and inwards, 32, 32. And that's the insides. Now you can take off these helping roads. I don't know what I just removed there, or if I removed anything. There we go. Sometimes it's a little bit buggy, but there we go. That's, now you've got those perfect inside circles. Now you want the perfect outside circles. The roads are wrapping around that. So again, we'll take one lane road here just to kind of map the distance we need to reach. And here you want to take it one step further than that 32 meters or 35 yards. So the next step would be 40 meters or 44 yards out. There we go. And sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Well, let's try that again. So from this kind of outer bend, grab it 40 meters or 44 yards out, cut across, and this is where we want to upgrade those lanes to 3 lanes, and that's where we're gonna start to have the bend off. So make sure it's on the outside lane, so the inside 2 lanes remain straight ahead, and then you just have one extra outside lane. So make sure your cursor is on the outside of that lane there. And now you can remove these guidelines, and now you see those 2 lanes go perfectly aligned straight on. We'll take a continuous curve as well, but again, you can do it with a simple curve, just as easy. Now you need to have these existing geometry snapping on, so you snap to that road. Now take it at the end of the start of this, kind of the end of the with this little bend there. Take it there and take it inwards, but now you see I snap to that road again. So take off existing geometry, and now you want to have this one step up. So we did from 32 meters or 35 yards, we want to go to 40 meters or 44 yards now. That's this one, right? Again, remember, go 1 elevation gain up and click there. We had continuous curve, so we don't need to click again here. So this one, you want 32, 32, so the same bend as that inner road here. So to bend around that road, and then go here, it should be 40, 40 again, that one extra step. And now you got kind of a good kind of triangle, a good distance between those roads, and it'll just snap into place. Again, geometry on, click there. Go 40 meters with the geometry off, and this is 32, so I need to go a little bit further. That's 40, one step up. I already was one step up. This is 32, 32 with one step up, and then again 40 by 40 with one step up. That is that one. We'll quickly go to this other side, and again we go to the ground floor, take the road, make sure your geometry snapping is on, so you can snap to that bend, take 40 meters or 44 yards, upgrade this outside lane to 3 lanes, there we go, grab this 1 lane, first delete these ruler lanes, let's call them, and I will again use my continuous curve there, and take it 1 step up and take off the geometry snapping. You should have 40, 40. You should have 32, 32 there. And then again, go inwards to 40, 40 or 44 yards. There we go. And then the last one, geometry snapping on. Geometry snapping off. And then 44, we already did the step up. One step up, 32, 32. And one step up, 40, 40. Now, we need to change the direction of a couple of these roads. I believe I need to do that here as well. Yes. And there you have it. We're nearly done. The only thing left to do now is make sure that all the lanes make sense. So you can either do, because now we have 3 lanes coming in here, so 2 lanes going, 1 lane going off and 2 lanes head on. But now there's 1 lane added here. So we need to upgrade this middle section. We have 3 lanes. There we go. And we need to make sure that is on the top here as well. Now on the top, I see I have a couple of different sections. Sometimes that gives you an error when you want to upgrade that. It doesn't do that on this occasion, but if it does, let's see, like this, it says slope too steep. That is because there is a small section there still left. You can either upgrade this section first of all, or you can just grab it from the start and keep on dragging along till you have the full section and upgrade that in its entirety. And then you have this one still left, 3 there, 3 there, and that is nearly perfect. You see, this is not perfect yet. Now the only thing, because now if I upgrade it, you see it still is not equal. The only thing to make it equal is to add a node in this road. And you can do that by just taking an extra road there, cutting it across the 90-degree angle. And now if you upgrade this outside lane, you can upgrade it to that road and then delete the excess. And now you see you've got a perfect aligned extra lane there. And we can do the same here on this side. Again, let's take it from there, cut across 90-degree angle, upgrade this bit there, and that should align perfectly. And that is how you can easily create a Cloverleaf intersection within a few minutes, and it fits into much tinier spaces than your intersection in here. Which, again, this is a beautiful one, but look at the gigantic size of that. That's not going to help you in these kind of situations where you need to squeeze in a little bit more. Alright, I hope this was helpful to you all, and I hope to see you again very soon in another City Skylines 2 video. Bye for now.